more importantly, the military buildup suggests something's about to happen.
Yeah, Brett, he's not changing his mind. I mean, you don't want a partially armed serial killer. You don't.
So baby, dry your eyes, say all the tears you've cried. Oh, that's what dreams. 'Cause we belong in a world that must be strong. Oh, that's what dreams are made of.
Test me. Test me.
Good evening and welcome to the February 27th, 2026 episode of the 802 Iracing podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rob Lowell, and joining me tonight is co-host Brandon Garrand. Brandon, it is still freezing cold here in the Northeast.
Yep, that's for sure.
I walked down to the store earlier, and man, we haven't had snow in like 5 days, which seems to be a record for the last month. And It's still glare ice on the sidewalks and just treacherous out there. It's kind of depressing. So, how's your week been, Brandon?
It's not been bad. Yeah, just busy with work and back into racing. So
Are you feeling
the
better?
weekend's here. Yes, it's been a very good week. Feeling better.
Good.
So
So we have a jam-packed show tonight. We got three races to recap. We got the um, return of the G.Stone Motors 258 Dirt Modified Series that came back this week um, at Volusia Speedway. We have the 82 Busch Series race from North Wilkesboro last Friday night. And then we have the recap of this regular season finale at North Wilkesboro for the 802 Winston Cup Series, where we had a battle between Frank Zingen and Chris Progar for the final transfer spot. And drum roll, please, all that drama went out the window in post race. They both got in due to a disqualification farther up the food chain, so to speak. So we'll talk about that here in a bit. What do you think? Think we should start off at Volusia, sunny Florida, get a little warmth in
yeah,
this conversation?
we might as well start there. Then we can go into the bush. We'll just take it right up the ranks. Then We'll finish off with a cup before we get along with our interview and all the other stuff.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Something's not cooperating with me. Why? Why, oh, why is it not? There we go. Okay, I'm going to let you take over the results here for the 258 Modified Series, the G.Stone Motors 258 Modified Series. I'm going to get the results up in iRacing on the other screen and finish up one last piece of business I got here, getting ready for our guest tonight.
Yeah, so started off the night with time trials, and it was Tyler Nauf who came out and got the 5-point bonus award for a quick time. So I believe that was Tyler's first quick time of the year, so it was good for him. Then we'll get right into the heat races, where after our last race in Charlotte before the big break, we had Trevor Giroux win the race and Chad Lackey have a bad race. So the points were officially tied as we were entering this race. But Chad did not mess around. He went ahead and won his heat race, followed by Anthony Roselli and Tyler Nauf. And then heat race 2, Trevor Giroux had to back that up. So Trevor actually won his heat race, which would set them up to start on the front row of this feature. So that was a very exciting start to the feature. But we got Sam Bachman finishing second in this, and Matt Barber finishing third. Heat race 3 went to Ryland Banks. So the Canadians swept the heat races after all the smack we were talking about the hockey team winning both gold medals last week in Italy. But it was Ryland Banks who got the heat race win number 3. Mike Brewer and then Mike Stryker in his first race with us. And with only 22 cars, I believe, being there, everybody started the feature. We had no B mains, so right to the point, right where you finish in your heat race, heads up. So from there, it was like I said, Chad Jalaki and Trevor Giroux that started on the front row, and Chad led the opening lap, but then kind of faded back. And early in the race, it looked like it was going to be Trevor, but then Ryland Banks got by him, and it was a really racy track. Eventually, we would see Chad Lackey drop to seventh, and Trevor Giroux goes back to back. So now, not only did he tie the points up last week, now he's taking a nice 14-point lead into the final 5 races of the year. So following Trevor Giroux was Ryland Banks finished second. Defending champion Sam Bachman finished third. CJ Laver comes from 14th, and for the first time in 3 years, I got into the top 5 and brought it home 5th place start after starting 18th. Matt Barber finishes 6th. Chad Lackey, like I said, finished 7th. Dean Reynolds 8th. Teddy York 9th, and Jeff Sharp rounds out the top 10.
Very nice, and I have the whole results up there.
Oh,
Scroll down.
I go all the way through. Yeah. So
Yeah,
we
go
got
ahead and run
Tyler
through them,
Nelson.
Brandon.
Yeah. Tyler Nelson 11th. Barry Wallace finishes 12th. Logan Wentz in his first race of the year with us finishes 13th. Harold Klump 14th. Joey Ladisseur, the last car on the lead lap, he'll finish 15th. Mike Brewer 16th. Clay Christopherson 17th. Shane Billings 18th. Glenn Sharp 19th. Anthony Roselli 20th. Rob yourself in 21st. And finishing last on the evening was Mike Stryker. So yeah, very very good showing for the first race back in about a month for the 802 G.Stone Motors. I mean, I think we had 4 or 5 cautions. So, but we had a little snafu, a little glitch in the system where the track reset to basically zero right before warm up. So we ended up with a really really racy track, and honestly, I don't know if that's why I finished top 5, but I liked it, and yeah, I thought it was a really racy event.
Yeah, it was only the second race I ran all season over there, and the reason I don't run that car because I suck at it. But it was
I usually
extremely
do too.
it was extremely racy, and um, there was guys passing the bottom, passing on the top. I thought it was a really good track to race at. It wasn't what we intended, um, but it was good. So
Yeah, I
some of
mean,
the guys wanted Dean
I stayed on the
to
bottom the
change it
whole
on the
time.
fly, just do the admin change on the track at the time. And I'm kind of glad he didn't. At the time, I was thinking we should have, but it made it super racy. So hey, sometimes you get
Yeah,
lucky
it's
when you have a screw up.
more of a natural work in than just trying to like set it to like a certain state. Kind of us racing the lines, and even though it's virtual, is way better than just being like, all right, let's put this at 15.
Yeah,
So yeah, Dean made the right call. I liked it. Of course, I'm way biased. Uh, that's the first time ever I think I've finished top 5 in all 3 series in one weekend. So just a little preview for the next couple races, but yeah,
so gonna make
that
some
was,
breaking announcement. I don't know if you saw it yet or not, Brandon. We do already have our guest locked in for next Friday night.
oh, I didn't see this.
It is this week's Volusia winner.
Oh, I like that.
He hopped in the podcast chat over there, and Trevor G asked if he said he'd like to be a guest on it. Um, I said, hey, um, how about next week? And he says he was in. So
Yeah, look at that. I think this might be one of the first times we've announced the guests almost a week in advance. We're getting better. We're getting better at this.
and
But yeah, just quickly before we go to the next series, I'll just do a quick top 5 in the standings on that. So like I said, Trevor Drew takes the points lead. He's 14 up on Chad Lackey now. Um, and the next 3 guys actually all gained spots after Roselli had a bad night. So Sam Bachman, our defending champ, jumps up to 3rd. Matt Barber jumps up to 4th, and even though he didn't have the best run, he got the 5 bonus points. Tyler Naus jumped up to 5th in points. So
nice.
a little bit spread out after that 3rd spot. I mean, Sam's 47 back, Matt's 57, and a real big jump from Tyler. He's 87 back.
Yeah,
So
let me get them up here for us on the screen.
yeah, I think Sam and Matt have outside chances. I mean, Trevor and Chad got to start running like bad, and these guys don't miss. Uh, Trevor out of his 10 starts has 9 top 10s, 6 top 5s, and Chad 6 top 5s and 7 top 10s. But Chad's got 10 more bonus points, so that's another big plus that he's got on there. So it it's still kind of, I think, anybody's race out of the top 4 maybe, but for 3rd
Yeah,
and 4th to really catch up, they're gonna have a lot of help here in 5 races. And we got, I think, next week's Knoxville, so that's our second trip there. Then we go to Lanier, which is the voted track throughout all the drivers. Then we get into a couple extra distance races back at Volusia and Charlotte for some 40 laps, and then end the season off with the 100 lapper in Oswego. So there's time. but there's not much time if these guys want to make a move for this championship.
Yeah, and I'm sure some of our asphalt drivers that are listening are looking at the points there, um, and that on that side of um, the dirt asphalt surface, they're going, wait a minute, third place, he's like almost 50 points back. How are you saying he's got a chance with like 5 races to go? It's because the points on the dirt side are modeled after Super Dirt Car Series points, so someone could you can get like a 50-point swing from first place to last place. No, yeah, wasn't it like 110 or
Oh,
something for last, and
yes. I mean, even so,
150 or
just
160 to win? It's massive amounts of points that
just
could
just
swing.
last week, I mean, Chad finishes seventh and Trevor finishes first. They were tied. That's a 14-point swing right there.
Yeah,
So you have Chad and Trevor run seventh to tenth, which, like I said, these guys don't do this that often, but they run seventh to tenth 3 weeks in a row here, and Matt and Sam pick off wins and second places, and it could swing real fast. It's kind of like the old Cup standings where there'd be it seemed like a big gap, but you could have a quick point swing real fast with the differential in the points for the
yeah.
dirt league.
Let's go ahead and jump over to the AO2 Busch Series. Um, so Mike Kelly gets the win at North Wilkesboro in the Busch car. Second place was Logan Colgar. That was a pretty good battle going on there with those two. Third place was you, Brandon, keeping your streak alive at top fives um, for the weekend. Johnny Barker was fourth, and Dustin Coggin was fifth. And honestly, Johnny Barker was probably a better
Yeah,
car than that. And
Johnny was up there with Mike.
if one caution hadn't come out early, I'm not sure if Johnny would have ever been seen again. It felt like that point Johnny had done a really good job of saving his tires and was just driving away from the field. And then the caution came out, and everyone had a chance to put tires on, and guys had learned what to do and what not to do at that point.
Yep, yep, definitely. Like for instance, Logan's one that really learned that I noticed between the first and the second round. I mean, heck, I even kind of learned that I was running way in the back. I almost got a lap before that caution came out, so that kind of saved me. But yeah, Logan's the one that I was really thinking would burn his stuff up, and I thought he would eventually fade off. But him and Mike were battling them last 15 laps, and I was like, man, they might battle so hard they get into each other, and I might catch up to them. But I was too busy holding off Johnny because he was really fast. He just a couple of times just says you can do it. Wilkesboro cooked it off turn two, and I think he dropped from second after the early restart behind. I think he dropped behind Dustin, maybe even Steve. He might have dropped all the way back to sixth. Drove
Yeah,
back up behind me, and we were battling good. I would slip a tire, and he would catch up to me. Then he would slip it, and I'd kind of pull back away from him. So
I
yeah,
watched
he was
the
really
replay
fast.
there, and you you were I will say, and I'm not saying this that you did anything wrong. I'm not saying that you weren't fast, but you're lucky it was Johnny Barker behind you because there's a couple times there've been a different driver in the league. They would have used you up, and Johnny's a gentleman racer. He doesn't race that way, And a couple times you got a little free into one, I think it was. You could kind of see it when you set it in was a little bit free, and all it would take was a little bump in your rear bumper, and he would have had you out of the way. And Johnny's not going to pass you like that. So, um,
I was waiting for it. I was hoping he would. I was because I that's the other thing is like you kind of know that about certain drivers, so you can take advantage of it. But it's like I said in my interview to Brett, I was like, I messed up. I didn't drive this car during practice at all. I cranked the rear brake way too far. I was in like the lower 50s, and Dustin was even like, "What are you doing with it like that?" And that's why I couldn't drive it the whole first half of the race. And luckily, he got that caution. And I was like, "Well, let's get fresh tires and see if I can just try to drive it a little bit different." And figured out enough to not almost get lapped again. But yeah, holding off Johnny was not easy. Not easy at all because I knew he was so much faster and I couldn't use the brake to slow the car down like I wanted to.
so we got a little bit of a blast from the past in our chat tonight. We have Fricky Fast broadcasting in the chat saying hi to us. So shout out to them guys. We were partnered with them one season. Great group of guys over at Freaky Fast, and nice to see them in the chat listening tonight.
It's funny that they're in there listening because I went through and I saw what Brian did where you can and on SimRacer Hub you can put the URL to the YouTube, like where our YouTube link is for the what our race was.
Yep.
You can get that URL, put it right into the our schedule, and if the like on the schedule, if the track the race name is lit up blue, there's a hyperlink. You can click it right from SimRacer Hub, and it'll bring you right to the YouTube page of that race. And the other night, I went all the way back to season one,
Yep.
technically with Freaky Fast, and I put all those broadcasts on there.
Oh, that's cool.
And I just yeah. So I went back. I don't think there's probably a handful from the Cup League that are missing, and I think I only got one that's missing from the Dirt League. So I got pretty much any broadcast for 802 direct links now right through the Sim Racer Hub page that you can get through on our Facebook and all that stuff. But yeah, any race you want to find, you can find it. And I was just like, huh, Freaky Fast. I remember those broadcasts. We had the one year with half a season with Ghost Racing Network.
Yep.
A lot of different partners we have, and always great broadcasts.
Yep.
But
Um, yeah, we have a lot of new people in our chat tonight. Listen to Kory Sherman talk about AI Chief. Kory will be on at 7:30. You're listening to AO2 iRacing League's podcast. Reach out to Kory this morning. He was happy to come on and talk with us. Um, so I'll be honest. I saw AI Chief through. I was watching Big Duke's stream, and I was like, What's all this about?" So I went doing a little research on it, and Kory's gonna give us the
I
full
love.
scoop. So let's get through the rest of the Busch Series here results, and then we're not gonna have time to get in the Cup Series. So why don't we'll get to the Busch, then we'll bring Kory on maybe a few minutes early. Have our chat him, and
Yeah,
then
I
we'll
think
go to
he's
the
in
Cup
there.
afterwards.
He's been
So
in there waiting.
yeah, Steve Ritter was finished sixth. Jorge Ledesma Jr. was seventh, and Jorge's a guy I definitely want to get on the broadcast in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Frank Zingen was at eighth. I finished ninth. Somehow I didn't even realize I did that. I was 54 laps down. That's why. Cody Gibson was 10th. Ron Hollyfield was 11th. Really light field last week. I mean, we went from 30 a couple weeks ago down to 11, and that's just a byproduct of North Wilkesboro. We never get great fields at North Wilkesboro. We see this every time we race there. So um, I expect tonight at
Ex-
Michigan, I bet we have
Yeah.
close to 30 cars.
Oh yeah. It'll be a big field. I already know one confirmed driver that'll be the real deal. He'll be there tonight, Kenny Real.
Kenny's gonna come over in
So
the Bush car with us.
Kenny has raced a few races on the Bush. I think he's actually raced more Bush races on the Cup side, but yeah, Kenny. From what unless he's confused and thinking the Cup cars tonight, so I never know with him. But I said Michigan, he's like, I'll be there. So
Breaking news.
yeah,
Have you
except
seen
Kenny
the?
Real.
No, no.
Oh,
Kenny Rio was like a mouse compared to this breaking news.
oh, here we go.
Points leader Cody Gibson, who is out or drops, he has dropped 2 do not shows.
Oh yeah,
Will not be racing tonight.
yeah. He has a scheduling conflict, so
That means we are going to leave Michigan tonight with a new points leader.
well,
So,
we'll see where Logan finishes first.
well, it's only 5 points back. So Logan can start in park, and he's gonna move ahead of Cody. So Cody Gibson is your points leader for the next, I'd say, about 3 hours, 3.5 hours. If he does not show like he's posted in our chat, Logan Kogar is 5 points back. Dustin Coggin is 16 points back. Brandon, you're 22 points back. You are firmly in this. Oh, hold on. Sorry, you're 43 points behind the leader.
Yeah.
Steve Ritter is in fifth, and he is 54 points back. Johnny Barker is sixth, 80 points back. Jorge Ledesma Jr. matches where he finished last week at North Wilkesboro, seventh. He's 87 points back. Ron Holyfield is eighth. Larry Bell ninth, and Bryson Anderson rounds out your top 10. I'll let you run us through the top 20, and then we'll get to Kory.
Yeah, so then we got Tanner Marr 11th, Rob Muir in 12th, Rick Kennedy Jr.'s in 13th, Mike Kelly's in 14th, Chad Coleman's 15th, Frank Zingen 17th or 16th, and Joe Hudson 17th, Kenny Real 18th, Kyle Wellman 19th, and rounding out the top 20 is Michael Hardusky, as it says Pavlov.
Okay, so um, let's do a quick let's do our picks for the Busch Series race right now before I bring Kory in. Who are you picking tonight?
Picking tonight, big track. You know what? He better show up after this. I'm gonna pick the real deal. I'm gonna go Kenny.
Okay,
When he shows up, I feel like he's on it.
I promised him I wouldn't do this. I,
Poor
I,
Steve.
I promised this guy faithfully I wouldn't pick him again, but I'm picking my teammate Steve Ritter.
I knew it.
How can you not pick Steve at a track where tire wear is going to be at a premium? So, okay, without any further ado, we'll get Kory moved in here and we'll have a little chat about AI Chief. Hey, good
Surprise,
evening, Kory.
motherfucker.
Welcome to 802 iRacing League's podcast. How are you?
Good. How you guys doing?
Not bad.
Oh, hang on. I gotta mute this. All right, there we go. Yeah. Thanks for having me on your podcast. I like the Dropkick Murphys at the beginning. That's a pretty sweet intro you guys got going on there. I can't believe you guys let the Five Kings guys in your leagues. I got a fun fact about Cody Gibson. Want to hear it?
Absolutely. We're all about
You know,
gossip.
you know he eats snacks while he races.
Uh, you know, when the first time we've had Cody on the podcast, and he kind of gave me like I don't mean this offensively or anything, but like a real trucker kind of vibe, like a guy that's like on the road all day and just like that's
I,
kind of the vibe I get.
Yeah, I've known those guys for a long time. Raced with them a bunch, so I've raced with Cody quite a bit. But he told us that last Sunday we were doing our Cyber 500. He was like, "What's next? You guys eat while you race?" I'm like, "Well, first I'm in VR. I can barely drink while I'm racing." I'm like, "And you're eating snacks? I'm like, what are you wiping Cheetos all over yourself?"
Cody's been a great, and all those guys when they raced us have been a great addition to the league. Cody came out of the box strong. He won a bunch of races, and then we had some of the Sim 500 guys come over and start racing with us. Um, and that's raised the level of the playing field quite a bit. But Cody still is a threat for to win any race he's in. So um, kind of bummed he's not here at Michigan. Going to be at Michigan tonight because I felt like honestly Cody would have been my pick tonight at Michigan. He seems to be really
Yeah,
good at those momentum tracks.
he's been dominating our league on Tuesdays too. So somebody's got to slow him down a little bit. I don't know. We always say he's got a USB stick. He sticks in his computer, and that makes him faster.
Now he runs pretty much primarily the Xfinity car, right? Like I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else.
We race trucks on Tuesday in Cyber Thunder. We have for the past, I think, 2 or 3 years, and we just switched to we call it the Ofinity cars now. So we switched to them this season.
So he's even in that on Tuesday night.
Yep,
Yeah.
he won the. No, he didn't win the championship. He got something happened during our championship race last year, but we did a scrambler series where every race was an elimination race, or some were double elimination. So that was a cool series, and he made the final four, but he got beat out. But yeah, he's been. I don't even know how many wins he has now, but yeah, he really stepped it up last season with us.
Awesome. So Kory, I will admit up front, I am late to the game with your AI chief. I actually noticed it because of TikTok, scrolling through TikTok. Um, saw Big Duke have your branding on his TikTok, and I must have been during the beta. I kind of heard it a little bit, and I was like, "What is this?" And in the last week, I've really gone out and researched it, and I joined you guys' Discord. Um, we're just gonna turn the mic over to you and go ahead and explain your product that you're launching this weekend, and give us a scoop on it.
Yeah, well, it started back in August. It was actually for our league Cyber Thunder there. I was looking for because we do stages in our league. I don't know if you guys do in some of yours.
No, we haven't. We used to do like I guess it would be a stage break in our cup races. Like we'd pick a percentage of the race and that, but we haven't really. We've tried to avoid throwing the yellow because we always cautions breed caution, and we
Yeah.
we try to we try to keep it as green as possible. But Yeah.
we do stages in Cyber Thunder and the Affinity series that we're running. Well, we've done them for a long time, but yeah. So it came out. I think my wife races with me too. I built her a rig, and she races every Tuesday night. She's getting a lot better. She's one of my teammates, and Philip. I already got crashed out. It was Daytona, and we were trying to figure out fuel for to make it to the end of the stage and how many gallons we need and all that. So I'm trying to do math, and I'm not very good at math, I guess. so,
You're
so
driving the car still, so it's not the easiest
yeah,
thing to think of.
yeah. Well, I definitely don't math good when I'm driving 180 miles an hour. So I started looking it up. I'm like, well, I want something that I can put stages in, and it'll figure out because we have a limited set of tires, and we do 70% fuel. I'm like, figure out if I need to stop before, if it's beneficial to stop. Well, I couldn't find anything, and then I messed around with Dre a little bit because I thought it had like a strategy thing in it, but it doesn't. So I'm like, nothing out there does this. So I started messing around. Basically, it started out as a fuel calculator to see if I could basically make a stage, and it just kept evolving, and then I used before I used Dre, I used Jimmy Johnson Cuss Pack like everybody else, and Dre was just so like hard to work with. I mean, it's a great program and all that, but it's got a little better. I saw that he put in that like you can start saying anything. Well, anyways, I started messing around more and more and more, and then I'm like, well, I looked at Jimmy Johnson Cussback, so I want my crew chief to talk shit to me while I'm racing. So that's where basically Chief's personality is my personality, and the way I describe it to people is he's your best friend riding shotgun with you in a stock car. He'll hype you up when you need it, and he'll roast you when you mess up. And basically, it's personality first, data second.
Very nice. What did you have a background in programming? How did you take your idea and get to where you are now? Because that would
Well,
seem
I
like a
went,
pretty daunting task for
yeah,
me.
yeah. So I went to school in North Carolina, Wake Tech. I went for simulation and game development, making video games and all that. And I've always been like an artist, so I had the art part down. I loved doing like computer graphics and art and all that. And then I also loved programming too, so I was like a hybrid student, and like I would take all the programming classes, I would take all the art classes. Finally, my the lady that was running the program, she's like, "All right, you gotta," because they branched it off before it was all grandfathered together, and they branched it off. She's like, "You gotta pick one or the other." I'm like, "All right," so I want more of the art side, and then for our final project in our class, we had to basically make a video game, so me and my buddy made a little app. I don't even think you can find it anymore. But it was called Flipped, where you move your phone. It was like a little maze thing. You have a box and you move your phone so it would like tip almost like Labyrinth back in the day, the little with the marble and stuff. And you would move your phone around to get them through the maze. Well, we ended up getting funded to start our own video game company. So we actually released the app. We didn't They didn't help us out with basically publishing and promoting it, so basically it fell on deaf ears, that app. So I've always had that background, and that all started from Halo basically, because I remember, I think it was like Halo 1 or 2. I walked over a hill and the Flood and Covenant were fighting each other. I'm like, wow, I'm like, this world's basically going on without me running around shooting everything. And yeah, that's how I'm basically Chiefs gonna have his own universe. There's characters already in it, and Daryl, the intern. I don't know if you heard any of those lines, but Daryl is a legend already, and he hasn't said one word. I just came up with. I was having some drinks one day. I'm like, would it be funny if Chief just yelled at somebody all the time? So I came up with Daryl. He just complains about Daryl and yells at Daryl. And I see on Duke's chat, they're like, "Oh, Daryl probably messed up again." so, but I went a bit further. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag here. In our Discord, I have two AI bots. One is Chief, one is Daryl, and they welcome people and they ask them questions and stuff. And I think some people think they're real people, not bots that I have in the Discord.
Yeah, I noticed that people would reply to him and stuff. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know they had anything like that. I'm like, well, this is going to be perfect for what I'm doing.
On the fuel calculating side,
Yes.
is it a 5 lap average it calculates off, a 10 lap average? Like, so if I'm when this launches and I'm trying it out, if I'm running, let's say Michigan, we're racing this weekend, and I want to see if hey, if I start clutching both ends of the track here and easy on the throttle in and out, how long is it going to take me to get a read on how many laps that's going to gain me?
Right now it has a push, a save, and a normal. Where Chief will tell you you have this many laps of fuel left. If you save this many laps, if you push, you have this many laps.
Okay.
So it gives you basically the 3-tier countdown.
Yep.
And then obviously as it gets closer to the end, those numbers start getting closer together and all that.
But that's dynamic on how much throttle you're using and all that.
Yep. It just reads just like when you look at your black box there. It doesn't read off that. It basically takes an average of, all right, if you save a little bit, it'll give you this, how many you have this many laps left, then normal, and then push, stuff like that. And yeah, he lets you know.
I had to laugh when you're talking about Dre because I use Dre. I've been using Dre all this season. And my teammate Steve Ritter started out the season using Dre, and Dre ran him out of fuel twice by coming down pit road, and Steve looks and Dre's telling him I'm taking this amount of fuel, and he comes out and Dre didn't put no fuel in the car. So when you're talking about Dre being not so easy to use all the time. It hit home because I saw that with Steve. And one of my biggest bitches about both crew chief and Dre is it's had to be your responses to him and questions to him have to be very specific. And it sounds like your AI chief is not that way.
No, we added I had fuzzy words in, so like you can say, well, I added this in, which is cool. I don't think any other app does this. So, on some of them, you can say, give me 5 gallons of fuel. Well, you can talk to Chief. I don't know if we talked about that. You can actually talk to Chief.
No, we have not.
Yeah, you can talk to Chief. You can ask him all sorts of questions. You can ask him about Daryl. You can ask him about gap ahead, gap behind, how much fuel you have left, all sorts of stuff. But you can also set up your pit stops. So you can say, Chief, give me right sides and fuel only. And then they'll say right side's fuel and confirm, and you say yep, and he'll change it right in Iracing for you. But I also just added in, which I'm like, I don't think anybody else does this. Instead of saying Chief, because you could actually say how many gallons you want. Chief, give me 5 gallons. You can say, Chief, give me 10 laps of fuel, and it'll calculate how much fuel you need for those 10 laps, and add that in through Iracing.
Now, can you ask Chief other things? Can I ask Chief, hey, did the cars ahead of me take tires? Does he have the ability to tell us that or no?
No, because Iracing actually doesn't put that out there.
Can he tell me what lap the cars ahead of me pitted at?
No, not yet.
Okay.
But obviously, this is just the launch, so he's going to evolve. I plan on releasing updates. So that I added a little update button, so people don't have to download anything. Just an easy little. You hit the update, it updates itself. So I'm not stopping working on him, and he'll be evolving forever. I have big plans.
That's awesome. And why don't you run us through the different tiers that Chief has? I know there's a free side, there's a pay side. You want to run us through that real quick so the listeners know what their options are?
So if you go to AIChiefRacing.com, there'll be a big button. As soon as you go on there, it says download Chief. You're downloading the free version. The free version is just PG. He doesn't swear at you or yell at you too much. It's just a basic spotter. There's no coaching. There's flag call outs. There's the the pit engines in that one, so he'll count you down your pits and all that. But there's no coaching. You can't talk to Chief in that. Just basically showing a little demo, giving you like Chief's voice and all that. And so the pro version, that's $9.99 a month, or $99.99 $99.99 a year. So you get 2 months free.
Awesome. And
then
oh, go ahead.
So the pro has, you can talk to Chief, you can ask Chief questions. The other one that I like about that is I have in where's the pace car. So if you're on pit road getting damage fixed, they'll tell you where the pace car is at. Of you asking everybody around. He's got the fuel strategy where Chief plans out your pit stops. In the UI, if you do stage racing, because obviously I kind of built this around what we do in Cyber Thunder. So I you can put in the stages and all that, how many laps, and Chief plans out your pit stops. If you don't have stages, obviously he'll just plan them out as a full green flag run. Tell you when to pit, if you should take 4 tires, fuel only, stuff like that. It's got coaching in it where he yells at you a lot if you're falling off. Let's see. Oh, situational coaching for endurance guys and road guys about like if you pit now, where would you come out? I had Mikey Rogers, he's from the UK, came on and helped me all because I'm not a real road racer and all that. So he came on to help me out with that. Of what what road guys are looking for. What else is in there? Oh, you unlock Savage mode. So yeah, Chief's unfiltered.
So can you give us a little preview of what we might hear from him in those situations?
It's got to be some inspiration from the Jimmy Johnson Cuss pack.
Let's see. I can give you guys a line. Let me pull it up real quick.
Did you come up with all these lines yourself?
Some of them I had AI write a bunch of them.
Okay, because that'd be the fun thing, is just being like, have somebody just randomly hearing that and be like, yeah, I'm the one that caught it.
Yeah, I mean,
like, because that's what I'm gonna be thinking, and I was like, he's the one that came up with this line, and that is savage.
Yeah, I came up with a bunch of them, but obviously to fill, because I think we have over 8,000 audio files in there right now for everything. And then we also have dynamic calls too. Obviously, you know, your last lap time was this, all this, so that gets generated also. But for like the ones that are going to happen every time, we had to do all the lines and record them and all that. But I'll give a shout out to my wife Amanda, because when last time I sent them all in to get cashed, they came back and a bunch of them had like weird tails on the end, or Chief was talking like Chinese. So Amanda had to go through the 8,000 files and listen to every one of them and write down what was wrong so we could go back and fix them.
Oh man. I was gonna say, when you said she was part of the seminar, I was like, I could just see you guys sitting back and forth one night, just trying to go like savage remarks back and forth, being like, "Yep, that's a good one. Write that down. We'll put that in there." So yeah, I'm sure she's heavily involved with that with you.
Oh yeah, she definitely is. She helps me test. She's been helping run the socials. I wouldn't give her TikTok because TikTok's my baby, so that one's on me.
You know, just an idea. You could throw one in there. You know, hey Cody, put down the snacks or something, just to
Oh yeah. Well, I put when it first came out, I was messing with a bunch of people, and I put like random lines in there, hoping, because they were helping me test, hoping they would come up, be like, "What the hell is this?"
So we had a question from chat, and I think you already touched base. This person might have come in late, but let's let you answer their question. Does the app help with pit strategy regarding when to pit and if I should take tires or not?
Yes, yep, that's in the pit strategy in the Pro version. But I also want to talk about the Pro Plus version. That's going to be coming out in the summer. So that's the big one. That's going to have the endurance engine in it, where basically, say you have a 4-person endurance team, all your chiefs would sync up together. And so the person that's driving would be the main chief, and he knows the strategy and hands it off to the new chief that's coming in with when they switch drivers. So that's going to be the endurance. That's going to figure out stints and when to push, when to save, and all that. It's going to have almost like a pit box, what pit wall UI for it. It's gonna look awesome. Then we also are gonna have the streamer package in that one. That one is Chief is gonna interact with your chat on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, all that. And like when your chat says something like, "Oh, they should pass that guy," Chief might talk a little shit to your chat or tell you that your chat said this and all that. And then we're also gonna do overlays. I'm getting with Duke because he has some ideas about some overlays that he wants because obviously he streams all the time on TikTok. So I'm gonna get his input on what overlays he's looking for. So it's basically Chief's gonna be a one-stop shop. So you don't have to have 5 different subscriptions for everything. The other one's gonna be the setup engine, where you can basically build your own setups with Chief, where you drive around, say, Chief, I'm loose off exit, and then he'll tell you what to change. And then during the race, he can also change stuff with the car that obviously iRacing allows. Then there's going to be technique coaching in that one, where he'll be able to read your throttle, your brake input, and tell you what you're doing wrong into the turns, help you get faster. And that'll be $19.99 when that comes out. And then
The setup
Yeah.
building thing alone in that's really, really impressive.
yeah,
Because,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah, like, we work on cars, Rob, like, but, like, still, like, for me to be like, I don't know what half of these settings are actually changing in iRacing
Yeah,
when I click on
that
it. Like,
that's why I'm building it. I mean, I started doing some open setups in this one league that I race with on Wednesday nights, and I'll tell you right now, I throw up Chat GPT. I'm like, I don't know what to change. What do I change? It's like, change this. I'm like, oh, that feels amazing. I don't know. Obviously, I'm a driver. I don't know nothing about cars.
I I don't like I like open setups, but I don't because like all those like other factors. But I like it just mainly for like pit stops. Like you can come in, you can change some wedge, you can change some tire pressure, just little tiny things that I do know.
Yep.
But like you can't do that in a fixed setup race, and it's just like, man, if I could just like mess with some air pressure right now, like I know I can make my car so much better.
Yeah,
But you
and
can't do that in fixed, and like having like that setup package to where you can just talk to like your crew chief and be like, yo, this is kind of like what I want to change with this car, but I don't know what I need to change, and it helps you with that. That's really impressive.
yeah, well, that's the big thing. Like I said, I race in VR too, so everything being voice activated is so much easier than trying to look down, trying to click stuff and all that. If I just say it and it happens, I'm like, all right, yeah, that's pretty cool. And so there's a couple other things that'll be coming up later on. We got the Pro Plus. We're also gonna start doing spotter DLCs. So these are gonna be fun. They're almost gonna be like collector card type thing. They're just gonna be a one-time purchase, and we're gonna have serious spotters where because right now Chief is your spotter, so there'll be a different voice in your ear. So there'll be we'll have serious spotters, and then we're also gonna have comedy spotters. And one that my wife came up with, and I'm like, that's kind of a really good idea. Is one of the comedy spotters is going to be called Daisy, Daisy the Pomsky, because we have a Pomsky named Daisy. So it's basically gonna be a Pomsky that's spotting for you and barking at cars, and like she'll tell you if you're clear, maybe, but she's gonna bark at cars. And the whole thing of this is just a lot of it's to help streamers out too, because I don't get 100 viewers every time I stream. I get like maybe 4 or 5, so it gives more interaction with
Yep.
chat and all that. And another one's the league add-on that we're gonna be doing. That's for drivers only. That's gonna be coming out in fall. I planned that one. And that's basically gonna be you put in your league where when it opens, when the session is, and the league tab will open up like an hour before or something because you have to buy one for each league. But what it's gonna do, it's gonna remember your rivals in the league, and you put in how the standings work, so that'll also be in like a little visual thing so you can see the standings and all that. But if you guys do playoffs and stuff and all that, that basically Chief will know how many points you're down from this guy, and you can't finish less than this and all that to tell you like during the playoffs if there's cutoff races and all that stuff.
Nice. Yep.
Very cool. Kory, one of the things that, excuse me, I thought about when you were talking about the road course, the road side and the endurance side. You talked about how the crew chiefs would talk when they did their stint change.
Yep.
Have you thought about doing it so like oval drafting tracks like Daytona, Talladega? So like we run teams in our league. Like I have five teammates.
Yep.
Have you thought about having it so your crew chiefs could talk to your teammates like in Wolfpack Race, which is my team, to coordinate, what lap you're going to pit on, that sort of stuff?
You know what? Put that in Chief Ideas in the Chief Discord, because that's a really good idea, and I might look into that. And that's the whole thing about this whole project too. Is when I was in beta, I brought on a bunch of testers. I was just like, hey, who wants to help test out? And people are giving feedback, and I'm like, oh, you know what? That's awesome. So the community helped build the AI Chief too. It's not just all me. It's the testers, the feedback that I've got, that basically stuff people are missing. And that's why I made Chief the way he is with the personality. I was like, this isn't really like an app or a tool. This is, and I kind of came up with the own category. This is sim racing entertainment. Like, Chief's going to have his own universe, different characters in there. I'm going to add in a pit crew that sometimes they mess up pit stop, and Chief yells at them. They didn't really mess up the pit stop, but it gives entertainment.
Yeah.
That's why my favorite part of the lines that I made was the caution banner. So Chief just talks shit nonstop during cautions, because when you're just pacing around, you get bored or you talk to your teammates a little bit, but Chief just complains about stuff, makes funny jokes and all that.
Well, I know I'm looking forward to trying it out. Now it launches in what, like 28 hours, right? Or 29
No.
hours?
No, it's going to be less than that, because I decided I didn't want to stay up till midnight on Saturday. So I released it at March 1st UTC time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern.
So we are 23 hours and 11 minutes from its launch.
Yes, we are.
Awesome. So Brandon, that means it's available for Sunday's race.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah. I'm gonna try it too.
I don't know. I have some another kind of question for you also,
Yeah.
So you gave us your background, like you went to school and stuff, but how did you get into iRacing? Did you love racing before iRacing? What brought you to iRacing itself? I know computers, that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I'm just curious if you have an actual racing background.
Yeah, I'm gonna blow your guys' mind right now what I got. So I've always loved NASCAR. I grew up watching NASCAR with my dad and my mom and all that. We went to races all the time. We used to go to Charlotte every year, New Hampshire every year. We live 45 minutes from Watkins Glen, so my dad would take me. I went to Watkins Glen when I was like 6 to 14, I think, every year. And tell you what, you see some stuff when you're 6 years old at Watkins Glen you probably shouldn't be seeing in the campgrounds.
I will tell you, Watkins Glen campground is a little wild, and you wouldn't think so, because everyone, says, "Oh, Watkins Glen, that's where the camel."
Oh, I know it's wild.
The Camel Series used to run back in the IMSA days. These what it's called. What is the Camel Series of Tobacco Money time? And it's all the hoity-toities, but no, it's not. And even when IMSA was there, I have a friend that went. He talks about how they were throwing empty beer cans out the top of the Camel Tower and stuff like that. So Watkins Glen, it's in the heart of dirt modified country, so that should tell you something.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like I said, I grew up in Watkins Glen, and I saw some shit I probably shouldn't have seen that made me the way I am today.
So Kory, we always ask people, what's your sim rig? What do you race on?
Well, hang on. I was good. So basically, my buddy bought a rig at a pawn shop back in 2017, and I tried it once, and he had I don't know, it was like the first HTC VR. Well, anyways, I threw it. It was so screen doored. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So I just fell in love with it. I'm like, this is insane. So I I got the subscription. I started with a G27 wheel, and well, I used the first Oculus, the CB1. I went to the Pi Max after that, and right now, I am racing. I have an AccuForce V2 wheel. I have V3 inverted pedals, and I have a DOF Reality H3 motion rig. Oh, and the Quest 3 VR. Well, we have crystal lights too, but we haven't got dialed in yet.
That's what I use the Quest 3 for like when I do dirt racing because it's shorter races.
Yeah,
For me to do the longer cup races like in our league, it gets way too hot in my face. But I
you
do
gotta get the
enjoy my
little fan
VR a
one.
lot. What's
You gotta
that?
get the little fan headset. Little fan
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I need one. 'Cause-
It feels like it only works for like 2 minutes, and then you're like, "Where the hell did my fan go?"
yeah, mostly when it's like really in the car. Like yeah,
Yeah,
they get
I
that
just
cold air for a second, and then like by the time they
yeah
even hit the green flag, it's like this thing don't even feel like it's on no more.
yeah. I start getting too hot racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one soul achieve right there is I'm a racer, so I love sim racing. I do this is I think I'm on my second podcast that I do on Monday nights for our league. I used to do one before with Tanner, actually. Me and him used to do them on Sundays. And yeah, I mean, I love streaming, I love racing, I love interacting with chat while I'm racing, and it's just crazy. With the I watch NASCAR. We have a track 10 minutes down the road that they're it's for sale. If anybody wants to buy it, it's $1.2 million. It's a quarter. I think it's a quarter mile asphalt track, and they got a drag strip on there. But they do racing every Friday night, so we try to go there as much as we can.
Yeah, Friday nights is my night to go racing up here in Albany Saratoga Speedway in Malta, New York. We race big block modifieds there.
Where's
So
where's that at?
just it's by just about 30 minutes north of Albany, New York.
Oh,
Right.
so you're only like 3 hours away from me.
Yeah. So we raced out. We raced out. We raced Canandaigua.
Oh, no
Weeks
shit.
yeah, I work for Justin Stone on his race cars on the Super Dirt Car Series. So, and Friday nights are Malta is our home track. So,
Yeah, we live in Williamson, New York.
oh yeah, so you're not far at all. And
Oh,
Brandon's from upstate, up by Rouse's Point area, Swanton, Vermont. He's originally a Swanton, Vermont boy, right, Brandon?
Originally Rouse's Point, then moved to Swanton, but now I'm back in Rouse's Point.
you ever go to
Uh,
Thunder Road?
oh yeah, we've
Oh yeah, yep.
any
Oh, yeah.
track in the area. I think me and Rob have probably made a visit to just throughout racing. Like a lot of Canadian tracks. Not as much in like Western New York. A few. Like
Oh,
we've
like
raced
the
out in
ECT
Oswego.
stuff?
No. So I used to follow around like modifieds also, like dirt
Oh,
modifieds. So that's how me
oh,
and Rob kind of cross paths.
oh, you
Yeah.
guys are dirt guys.
No,
I
no,
get
Yeah.
no. I've
No, at the time actually we were racing dirt modifieds on asphalt.
yeah, and the guy.
Oh,
So the team I've worked on for 32 years, we started out dirt modifieds. We raced ACT for 5 years. Went back dirt racing for 5. Went to asphalt racing. We've run the Pass Super Late Model Series, the Granite State Pro Stock Series. We've won a championship at New Smyrna Speedway during Speed Weeks of the Florida Modifieds. We've run pro and super late models at New Smyrna during Speed Weeks. Yeah, and now we're
nice.
back on the dirt cars, the big block, and 258 modifieds. So
Oh,
I've worked on just about everything you can race in the Northeast.
yeah. Our good friend Chris Legoo, he's a crew chief for a car on Thunder Road. So we did we had a team TNA Motorsports. It's not what you think because my wife was in it. It was the guy Terry and Aaron started it, which is it's a funny name, and the logo's a turtle, which is stupid, but so we actually had we had a little vacation where you know there were two guys we raced with. I think Terry's in his 60s, Phillips in his late 60s. One drove from Michigan, one drove from Ohio. They met us at our house. We partied that night. Drove to Vermont the next day to watch Chris crew chief race. Stayed the night there, then drove back. It was a fun trip, and it was weird because you race with the guys all the time. Then you meet them in person, and it was a blast.
Okay, Kory. So we got Brian and I got a race at 8:30, so we got to wrap up here. We have
All right.
our Busch Series race. What I'm just gonna turn the mic over to you for the next 5 minutes or so. If there's anything that you think we haven't touched on that you want to get out there, you want to promote anything, now's your chance.
Yeah, I mean, check out AI Chief tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. The link will go live. Like I said, everybody gets the free version, but you're probably gonna want to upgrade to the pro if you want to get the real Chief experience, because that's where the magic happens. And I want to thank everybody that's helped me out during this whole thing. All the testers, my wife Amanda, Chief's crew, Duke, Mikey, Tanner, Ari, Philip. I think that's it. I don't know. They'll yell at me if I miss their name, but yeah, everybody in the Chief community that's giving feedback and everything. I couldn't done it without all them.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on, and you have an open invitation to come back anytime you want. If you want to come back and talk about what's going on and what you got new and what's next,
Yeah,
shoot
we'll
us a
definitely set
message.
something up.
And if you're ever free on a Friday or Sunday night or Tuesday night or Saturday morning, that's when our league's run, and you want to do some racing, just shoot us a message and we'll get you in and do some racing with us.
What time Saturday morning?
Saturday morning is going to be 8 a.m. practice, 9 a.m. race. That is our 3,000 IR capped ARCA series. I'm not sure where you are in the I rating.
It's
That's
capped or not?
It is capped at 3,000. Yeah.
Oh, I don't do league races. I think I'm at like 2,000, or every time I race
Right.
Daytona, it always drops.
Oh yeah. So you'd be no problem. That's gonna be our. That's right now. It's non-broadcast. That's just it's a fun Saturday morning thing to do. No pressure. ARCA cars, and we're going to some places that usually don't race. We're going to Motegi to start, and we're finishing the
A
season
lot of race there.
at New Smyrna. So,
Ooh, nice.
being a New Smyrna Speed Weeks guy, I have a lot of memories watching the ARCA cars down there on the first
Oh, it's 9
Saturday of Speed
a.m.
Week.
Yeah, yeah. Amanda just wrote in chat. It's 9 a.m. Yeah, I probably
Yeah.
won't make 9 a.m. race.
I just thought you said you're not gonna make a 9 a.m. race.
I like to have some adult beverages after work and on weekends.
I do not blame you.
Especially after 7 p.m. tomorrow night. I'll tell you what. You guys don't reach out to me till about Sunday with any bugs you find. Okay.
I was gonna ask you, do you have some butterflies about this?
Actually, you know what? No, I don't, because I think right now Chief is solid. I got a good team behind me that's, they anytime they find anything, they just tell me, and then I just look it up. I'm like, oh, yep, that's off a little bit. Fix it, send it back out. They're like, yep, that's fixed. So, I mean, I feel good about it. I know there'll be some hiccups. It's the hardest thing about doing an app for iRacing, because it's a standalone app, so I'm reading iRacing telemetry. It's not like I'm just built a spotter pack on top of what iRacing already has, and it's just the different hardwares are a killer. Like, I had a Moza push to talk bug that haunted me for weeks. And then I get that fixed, and I killed like Fanatec or something, so they were pissed off.
How many people? Now you had a beta test. What, in early February? Did I see?
Yep. Yeah, we had a beta test. No, it was January 16th to the 31st, but then I extended another week because I had a bunch of push stock problems. So I'm like, you guys need an extra week because you need to actually use Chief.
How did you feel that went?
I think we had great feedback. Like I said, I brought on a bunch of testers, and everybody. If I was like, hey, who has a Moza wheel? I have a push talk problem. People are volunteering. A couple guys sat in with me for like 3 hours one night just to try to fix a bug that they were both having at the same time. So, I mean, I can't thank the community enough. They've been great. I know they're still gonna be great, and they want to see Chief succeed just like I do. And it's something for all of us. Like I said, Chief has your back and always will.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it. I know it sounds like Brandon is. So, Kory, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. It was short notice. I shot you a message this morning just on a whim. I'm like, hey, maybe I'll take a shot in the dark here and see if we can get him on. And I thank you for responding and coming on and doing this. And thank your wife Amanda for being active in the chat. She's had some good conversations with people in there, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
looking
she's
forward
all
to
into this.
yeah, we're looking forward to trying this out tomorrow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me guys, like I said, any ideas anybody has, throw it in the Chief ideas. If you have any bugs, throw them in there. I actually made it easy that when we launch, it's gonna have a thing where if you have a bug, you can just hit send logs and it'll email the logs right to me, so I don't have to teach you how to find out where the logs are. That makes everybody's life easy.
Okay, Kory. Well, you have a wonderful night, and thanks for coming on.
Yeah, you two guys, thanks for having me on, and good luck in your race.
Thanks,
Thank
Kory.
you. That was Kory Sherman, the man behind AI Chief, and his wife Amanda was active in the chat, visiting with chat. So I want to thank both of them for being on tonight. And I'm really looking forward to this, Brandon. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm excited for it, and I'm excited for the Pro Plus version coming out this spring. I really think that setup part is really really cool because, like I said, I like open setups, but I don't know enough to know how to change everything on a car. But I like being able to change things during the race, and with fixed setups, we just you don't have that much adjustability
Yeah, and
while you're at a
honestly,
pit stop.
that could be a game changer, right? That could um, open races to a big subset of the community, iRacing community, that's not doing them right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, like I do them, but like I race them with like whatever the iRacing fixed setup is, and some of those guys they just got some good setups that are a car built for how they drive, and you can really tell. But I don't mind it. It's officials or whatever.
yeah,
I just like being able to adjust the car a little bit during the race.
I run some open stuff, but I had the I run a Marconi setup when I do, and they put notes in there in the notes section on what you do if the car is tight or loose based on track temp, and but it'd be nice to be able to know what to do yourself to adjust and build your own setups. That would take it another whole level. But like you, it sounds like you. I should say, it sounds like you kind of have the same feeling I do. That's a little intimidating when you get in there and see all the different options, and you only know what maybe 5 or 6 of them do. So
Yeah.
okay, let's jump over to the Cup Series results. We had our second weekend sweep of the season. So I believe Chad Coleman did it the first time.
Yep. Chad
And,
did it at Indy, and yeah, for the second time now we got Mike Kelly, who does it at North Wilkesboro.
yeah, so Mike wins. Jim Ott finished second. Cody Mells was third. Brandon Garrand, you were fourth again. So you were top five. Actually, you're top. Yeah, top five because you were fifth at Volusia, right?
Yep. I
So
I took a chance late in this race by putting two tires on. I was running third before that, and I was like, you ain't gonna beat Mike if you just try to race some heads up. Which maybe I could have with if I would have had left side tires, but
so I'll be honest.
uh,
I was in the infield care center and got dragged in as just as those pit stops were happening, and to talk to Brett on the broadcast, and I said you were going to be a sitting duck, and I did not think I would see you in the top five at the end of that race, and you held on way better than I thought, and I think better than Brett thought you would. We both thought you were gonna fall back into the back half of the top 10, and I was really
I cou-
surprised you were able to hold on into the top five. But way to wheel it because you were definitely wheeling it.
I cooked it. Oh, I overcooked it one corner, and I dropped from second to fifth on a restart. And luckily, a caution came out because there was more people setting to pass me, and there was a caution that came out behind me, so it kind of saved me there a little bit. But yeah, I knew it was. It's like I was telling the guys in the team chat. I was like, bonus points the only thing that I'm racing here for. I ain't gonna move up in the points unless I get a win. So took a chance, and Mike was just really fast all weekend. I mean, it was gonna be hard to beat him straight up. But yeah, we can go back through the order. So me in fourth, Scott Sidley fifth, Nick Larson sixth, Shannon Woods seventh, Mike Strickland eighth, Chris Progar ninth, Eli Raposa 10th, Christian Delgado finished 11th, Steve Best 12th, Arabia Caton finished 13th. Very impressive. We had out of the 19 starters, 13 guys still on the lead lap at the end of this race. Ron Holyfield 14th, Johnny Barker 15th, Rob yourself at 16th, Frank Zinjan 17th, Steve Ritter 18th, and Jeff Pogo 19th.
I don't think the broadcaster does like.
Yeah, so we'll talk about my night. So um, qualified decent. I self spun off of. I didn't fully spin, but I know I did fully
I've
spin.
watched
I
that
still.
replay about 3 times, and how
I.
everybody avoided you on the
Yep.
backstretch.
I don't know. The last guy clipped me a little bit, but that is what it is. No damage really. Um, so I started in the back, and I kept giving myself EOLs because I didn't want to get up in the mess. So like I'm just riding back there for to kind of single filed out and got going a little bit. I don't know. I gave myself probably 3 or 4 EOLs. It felt like because I just didn't want to be up there. I felt like there was a disaster, and there was. I got them through some stuff, and then I found a line on the top I could rip 1 and 2. It was like banging the cushion at Granby back in the 90s. I could drive in about 5 car lengths for everyone else, get the car wowed down, bang the cushion, and just drive off. And got up to, I don't know, probably 7th or 8th there. And my teammate and Chris got together. Steve and Chris got together, and Steve ended up turning the front stretch, and I torpedoed him. And Um, the nose was caved in pretty good, and I kind of went out in front of the field and ran hot through a corner, and it felt like it turned pretty good. I didn't pit. Um, asked my teammates, I said, "Oh yeah, the nose is all caved in. It's got a lot of damage." And we went back green. It was good for about 2 laps, and it started plowing. And this is funny. So I just pull up. I get out of the way, let the cars go by, and I decide I'm going to pit there. And I say I'm pitting, and Johnny says, "Why are you pitting?" And I said, "Well, it's plowing like a dump truck." He goes, "Well, I'm leaning, it's plowing like a dump truck." Well, by that time I'm already at pit road, and I get to my pit stall and only had 40 seconds of damage. So I kind of took myself out of that race. I went back out, lap down. I rode around, prayed for a caution, get the lucky dog. I was only car 1 lap down, and then Mike got around and started lapping guys, and he got 3 or 4 guys 1 lap down. So now I'm 2 laps down, and at that point, any chance of getting back on the lead lap is over with, and the guys behind me were so far um, behind me on laps down out of the race that I just parked at that point because there's no sense in being in the way out there. And I blocked in the playoffs. What's it going to gain me? I don't have a chance to win and get a bonus point, so finishing second does absolutely nothing for you. So I parked it.
Yep.
So the points battle between Chris and Frank when we left there Sunday night when we left North Wilkesboro, we thought Chris was out of the playoffs. Frank had done what he had to do to finish top 15, and then a league member forwarded some information to the admins about an integrity issue way back at Daytona. And I'm going to play the clip. I'm going to let everyone hear it, see it. Um, we have a rule in this league. It's a no live spotter rule. It's probably going to go away after the season, just because, well, things like AI Chief are coming out where the interaction with the spotter is getting so good between that and like Dre and stuff, and the information they can give you back that live spotter isn't that huge a deal anymore. But right now it's a law of the land, and these guys, as you can hear, knowingly and willingly not only violated the rule, but then they actively tried to cover it up so they wouldn't get caught. Um, so this clip you're going to be able to see and hear is Christian Delgado's live stream during our race on Sunday night. It was we were tipped off by a league member that this went down, and I'm just going to play it, and you can all listen to it, and then I'll talk about what we did for penalties.
I don't think the broadcaster does like interviews. I don't think the
I gotta get the
broadcaster
volume
does, like,
turned up here. I forget what the volume is on it. I think you'll be able to hear that. Why is it so low?
So I don't.
Super low. Hold on, there we go. I'm just gonna turn the volume all the way up on it. On the equalizer. Let's try that.
I don't think the broadcaster does like interviews or anything like that. So I don't. Once again, I haven't raced it for a while, so I don't know if there's a rule that you have to be in there. So, but the only rule I know is that you're not allowed to have a spotter. That's why I deleted my VOD like really quickly after I spotted you to the win at Daytona.
Yeah.
Because I forgot. I was like, oh shit. Because as soon as like Rob said like, Cody, can I talk to you in a VC? I was like, oh fuck, I just got this guy DQ'd. But no, I don't know what he talked to you about, but luckily it wasn't that.
So that was Christian Delgado talking. In the voice in the background was Cody Meadows, who won Daytona. So Christian and Cody were discussing that he was live spotting Cody at Daytona. So that's pretty much, that's an admission of guilt. And myself and the admins had a quick back and forth in our admin chat, and Cody Meadows was fined 300 points. Win was stripped away from Daytona and suspended indefinitely from the series, and Christian Delgado was suspended indefinitely from the series. So both those guys have been removed from the league, removed from the Discord. They will never return to this league. I didn't want to use the term lifetime. I used indefinite, but um, integrity is the cornerstone of our league, and that was just to the point where they put us in a box where we had to do what we had to do. So by Cody being eliminated from the losing the 30 points, I removed him out of the top 15 in the points, and he suspended indefinitely. Moved Chris Progar into the 15th place in points. So we do have a full field for playoffs. I know, Brian, you've been here a lot of years. Do you want to comment on it?
I don't want to say I find it funny, but the only time there's ever been extensive penalties in this league, it's self-incriminating when guys have put it on their streams. That's pretty much all I have to say about it. We don't usually throw out these kind of penalties just for fun. So, and a lot of people might be like, "Oh, it's just a spotter. It's not like that big of a deal." I know we've had like the questions of like, "Well, what happens if somebody's out of the race and they're in there with their teammates?" So, I mean, technically, to me, that's different. It's not really something we could monitor. I mean, it's more somebody blatantly in there spotting for you for the whole race. So,
Yeah,
while it doesn't seem like that big of a thing, it is what the rule has been. They knew the rule. They, I mean, they said they even thought like they weren't sure about it. That's why they got rid of this stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty cut and clear.
um, it's too bad. Cody had the talent to win that race without a live spotter. Um, the fact that they felt like they had to do that, it's too bad. Cody had earned a spot in the playoffs. He's been fast all year. Um, we'll just leave it at that. It was an unfortunate situation. Um,
Yep.
so we'll go over the points where we start for the playoffs. So this is round one. It's a 3-race round. We have Michigan, Dover, and Chicagoland. At the end of those 3 races, the bottom 5 in points will be cut. So um, everyone got set to 2,500 points, and then for each win you had, you got 1 bonus point. So based on his 4 wins in the season, Anthony Calatoni has 2,504 points. Jeff Poger had 3 wins. He is second in points. at 25.03. Jim Ott has one win, so he is 25.01. And as a result of Cody Meadows getting DQ'd at Daytona, that gives the win to Joe Hudson, his first career 802 Winston Cup Series win, and what was his first 802 Winston Cup Series start. So Joe starts the playoffs at 25.01. So fifth place back to 15th is tied at 2,500 points, 4 points out of the lead. So it's a as good old JR would say from the WWE. We have an old slobber knocker on the books here. It's going to be a knife fight in a broom closet. Well, these next three races.
Yeah, it's no room for error. That's pretty much all that's all I'm thinking.
Yeah, you got to have you got to execute, and you can't have any mistakes. So that said, we're at Michigan. We got about 10 minutes for practice opens with the Busch cars, so we got to do our picks real quick. I'll let you go first.
I want to pick one of my teammates, I really do, but he was out plowing last week. It's the week. I think he's gonna be coming for vengeance. No one now. Everything's out for keeps. I'm gonna pick the '84 car. I'm gonna pick Anthony Cantoni. Last time I picked him, he won the race, so I feel good with this Anthony guy.
Ugh, I know who I want to pick, but I don't want to be accused of jinxing a teammate. So I'm gonna pick last season's champ, Jeff Pogo.
Yeah, I was thinking my teammates, but I was like, I don't want to be the one that jinxes them.
I'll jinx Jeff. He won't be too mad at me.
Jim,
I got some much needed appreciation from Jeff for my summer schedule announcement. In the addition to that,
yeah, he likes the Bathurst thing. Quickly mentioned while we were talking to Kory, the new league that starts next Saturday. You want to mention that real quick again?
yeah. So we're I know we have some guys that would love to do the Sim 500 limited truck league on Thursday nights, but Thursday nights at 8:30 just doesn't work for them. So I wanted to give those guys that have been with us a long time a chance to do something different. So we're gonna have a Saturday morning limited I rating. It's capped at 3,000 ARCA series. Um, we're going to Motegi for the first race. It starts next Saturday, March 7th. Um, and I don't have the schedule here. Actually, I can bring it up. I can cheat and do it this way, I guess. It won't be that professional looking, but we can do it. Actually, maybe I can. That's a work. So March 7th at Motegi. March 14th at Chicagoland. March 21st, we are going to do the New Atlanta, so we're going to do Echo Park. We're going to try it. We're going to skip the 28th of March because I didn't know who was going to be around to do admin for it, and I'll be honest, I'm away that weekend, so I didn't want to put something onto Brandon or anyone else. You know, I kind of started this on my own here, so I can't I can't guarantee Brandon's gonna be available, especially when he has the kids on the weekends. So we're skipping one week. It's March 28th. Um, April 4th will be Gateway. April 11th will be Vegas. April 18th will be Homestead. April 25th will be Daytona. May 2nd, Charlotte. May 9th is Kansas, and then May 16th we're going to New Smyrna, 120 laps. That's because the regular ARCA National Series runs at New Smyrna during Speed Week, so they did up to this year. I don't think they did this year. And that's actually a really good race there. And we had to throw a short track on here, and I figured why not do something that the ARCA cars actually run at. So should be fun and exciting.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it. Just more racing.
Yeah. So that said, Brandon, I think we got about 9 minutes, so we have to hop in the cars and get around Michigan. So got anything you want to touch base on, and or any shout outs you
No,
want to give?
No, I don't think so. We went over all the leagues. Just thank Kory for coming on again. Really excited to try out that product on Sunday, see how that works. Um, Thank Admin Box, another new sponsor that came on this week with 802 iRacing leagues, everything in general. And yeah, I think
My
that's pretty much it.
my admin box got shipped today. I should have it for next week. I'm looking forward to that. And that's actually one of the guys I want to get um, on the broadcast here in the future. And that's something I want to touch base on real quick. Brandon and I talked this week, and we're going to condense the results sections of the podcast. I think what we did tonight, like having Kory on, having someone from the industry on to talk about products and stuff, I think that's really, I don't want to use the word entertaining, but maybe informative. I think that will drive our audience more and will get more interest. Um, we're still going to cover the results, but it's going to be more down and dirty, quick stuff, and then we're going to start getting into more in-depth interviews with people. So, hey, if you're out there listening, shooting or in our Discord, throw out some names of people from the industry you want to hear us talk to, and we'll try to get them lined up. So,
Next week, yeah, don't forget Dirt points leader. Well, as of right now, he's the points leader. I don't know if he will be after next week. We'll see what happens. But Trevor Drew will be joining us next Friday, so that'll be cool to talk to somebody from the dirt side. We don't talk to those guys as much, but I would say that's probably our cornerstone league. The Sunday is the premier series, but the cornerstone is the dirt series. If you ask me, that's where 802 all kind of like really started. So yeah, I'm
yeah,
excited
we got
to
to get
get
Nico
racing
back
here
on
this
too.
weekend. Yeah, I am excited to get racing here, get the playoffs started for the Cup Series. Good race here tonight. Hopefully, we got a bunch of guys that show up. Expecting 30. Expecting 30 is gonna make it really racy. And yeah, with the point leader missing the night, things could really tighten up there too. So again, always like our page here on YouTube. Find us on all the audio app, the Apple, the Amazon. Just like us on there. Give us all likes everywhere. And thanks for listening.
Yeah, one other thing I would say real quick is we have a little thing going on this weekend on our Facebook page. We're doing top driver profiles for our playoff drivers. Um, did 5 today. There'll be 5 tomorrow and 5 on Sunday. So if you want, if you'd like to, hop on over to our Facebook page there. Um, check out the 5 driver playoff profiles that dropped today. So there'll be 5 more tomorrow, 5 on Sunday. Get to know our playoff drivers as we head into this playoff. And with that, we are going to wrap up the show. Brandon, thank you as always for all you do for the league and helping me out. All the graphic stuff, the time you put in, effort. I couldn't do all this without you, and I really appreciate all you do. And we'll talk to you guys next week. You've been listening to the 802 iRacing Leagues podcast. And as always, we'll drop you out with a word from our sponsor, G.Stone Motors.
Motorsports and racing cars is a big part of the heritage here at G.Stone Motors. Todd and I have been racing each other for years. I love the one-on-one competition. When it comes bottom line, we're all behind each other and support each other with everything we do. I think that says a lot about our company's culture. I'm Vince Quinville, Service Manager at G.Stone Motors.
G.Stone Motors, your family Ford dealership.